There's a book at Riverside Nursing Home, a simple visitor log, blue cover, spiral bound, nothing special. Every resident has a page. When someone visits, they sign in. Name, date, time. It's protocol, it's routine, it's just a book. Except for page 47. Page 47 belonged to Margaret Chen. For 6 years, 2,090 days, page 47 remained completely blank, no signatures, no dates, no names, just emptiness. Margaret had 3 children, all alive, all healthy, all within driving distance. But for 6 years, not one of them signed that book, not once. Sandra Miller was the nurse who kept that log, and when Margaret died, Sandra did something that changed everything. She took page 47, had it framed, glass and wood, professional. And at Margaret's funeral, she gave it to the 3 children. A blank page. 6 years of blank space. With a small caption at the bottom, "Your mother waited 2,190 days. You signed 0 times." The children stared at the emptiness, at the proof, and they broke. My name is David Morrison, and this is the story of Sandra Miller and Margaret Chen, a story about a blank page that said everything. Here's Sandra's story, as she told it.
My name is Sandra Miller. I'm 52 years old. I've been a nurse for 28 years. The last 12 at Riverside Nursing Home in Portland, Oregon. I've seen a lot in those 12 years. Elderly patients, dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer, end-of-life care. It's hard work, emotionally draining, but it's what I do. And one of my responsibilities is maintaining the visitor log. It's a simple system. Blue spiral-bound book. Each resident gets a page. When family or friends visit, they sign in. Name, date, time, relationship to resident. It helps us track who's involved in each patient's care, who's checking in, who cares, and who doesn't. April 2016. Margaret Chen was admitted. 81 years old. Advanced Alzheimer's. Could no longer live independently. Needed full-time care. Her daughter Jennifer brought her in. Signed the admission papers. Very professional. Very efficient. We want the best care for Mom, Jennifer said. Of course. We'll take excellent care of her. How often can we visit? Anytime between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Just sign the visitor log when you come. Perfect. We'll be here often. I showed Jennifer the log. Open to page 47. Margaret's page. This is your mother's page. Whenever you or your siblings visit, sign here. Helps us track family involvement. Jennifer nodded. Got it. That first day, April 3, 2016, Jennifer signed. First signature on page 47. I remember thinking, good. Active family. That's important. The first week, Jennifer came twice. Signed both times. Her brothers, Michael and David, came once. Signed. Week 2. Jennifer once. Michael once. David didn't come. Week 3. Jennifer once. No brothers. Week 4. Nobody. I noticed. But I didn't think much of it. New situation. They're adjusting. They'll find their rhythm. Month 2. Jennifer came twice. Michael once. David 0. Month 3. Jennifer once. Brothers 0. By month 6, October 2016, I started paying closer attention to page 47. 6 months. Margaret had been here 6 months. I counted the signatures. 11 total. All from the first 2 months. Nothing since August. 4 months. No visits. I checked Margaret's file. 3 children listed. Jennifer, daughter, Michael, son, David, son. All local. Jennifer, 15 miles away. Michael, 22 miles. David, 30 miles. None of them far. All within easy driving distance. So why weren't they coming? I started asking Margaret about her family during my rounds. Margaret, has your daughter visited recently? She'd look confused. Alzheimer's made communication difficult. But sometimes she'd have moments of clarity. Jennifer? Is she coming today? I don't know, Margaret. Has she been here? I don't remember. I think so. Maybe yesterday. She hadn't been. I knew. Because I checked the log every day now. Page 47. Still blank after that first 2 months. By December 2016, 8 months in, I decided to call Jennifer. Hi, this is Sandra Miller from Riverside. I'm one of your mother's nurses. Oh, hi. Is Mom okay? She's stable. But I wanted to check in. We haven't seen you in a while. Silence. I've been really busy. Work is crazy. I'll try to get there soon. It's been 4 months. Has it? Wow. Time flies. I'll definitely come by this week. She didn't come. I called Michael. Same conversation. Same promises. Same result. Called David. He was more direct. Look, I appreciate you calling. But Mom doesn't even know who I am anymore. What's the point? She's being taken care of. That's what matters. The point is she's your mother. She was my mother. Now she's a patient with Alzheimer's who doesn't recognize me. It's too painful. I can't do it. So you're just not going to visit? I'm paying for her care. That's my contribution. He hung up. Year 1 ended. April 2017. I looked at page 47. 1 year. 11 signatures. All from the first 2 months. 10 months of nothing. I felt something shift in me. This wasn't just about Margaret anymore. This was about something bigger. About what happens when families abandon their elderly. About the loneliness. The waiting. And I decided to document it. Not just for Margaret. But for all of them. All the forgotten elderly people in nursing homes who sit in lobbies waiting for children who never come. I started making notes. Not just in the official log. But my own personal record. Every day, I'd check page 47. Every day, blank. And I'd write in my journal, day 365. Page 47. Still blank. Margaret asked about Jennifer today. I told her she'd probably visit soon. I lied. Year 2. 2017 to 2018. I checked page 47 every single day. Some days Margaret would sit in the lobby, near the front entrance, watching the door. Are you waiting for someone, Margaret? My daughter. Jennifer. She's coming today. Did she call? I think so. Or maybe I dreamed it. I don't remember. But she's coming. She never came. This became routine. Margaret in the lobby. Morning to afternoon. Watching the door. Every time it opened, she'd look up. Hopeful. Then disappointed. Every single time. That's not her, she'd say. But she'll come. She promised. I don't know when she promised. Maybe years ago. Maybe in Margaret's confused memory. But Margaret believed it. And she waited. And I documented it. Day 487. Margaret in lobby 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Watched door constantly. Cried when I took her back to her room. Asked why Jennifer doesn't love her anymore. I had no answer. By year 3, 2018 to 2019, Margaret's Alzheimer's had progressed. She couldn't remember her children's names anymore. But she still knew she had children. And she still waited. I have kids, she'd tell me. 3 of them. They're good kids. Busy. But they visit when they can. When did they last visit Margaret? Last week. Or was it yesterday? I forget. But they were here. I'm sure. They weren't. Page 47 was still blank. 3 years. 1,095 days. 0 signatures after those first 11. Other families would come through the lobby. Visiting their parents. Margaret would watch them. The hugs. The conversations. The laughter. And then she'd look at the empty chair next to her. And wait. Day 891. Margaret watched Mr. Peterson's family visit today. 5 people. Grandchildren included. She smiled watching them. Then asked me, when is my family coming? I checked the log. Still nothing. Told her, maybe tomorrow, Margaret. She said, that's what you said yesterday. She's right. I've been saying it for 3 years. Year 4. 2019 to 2020. COVID hit. Lockdown. No visitors allowed. At all. I thought, at least now Margaret won't know her family isn't coming. Nobody's family is coming. It's not personal. It's protocol. But Margaret's family wasn't coming before COVID. Page 47 was blank for 3 years before the pandemic. When COVID restrictions lifted in late 2020, I wondered, would Margaret's family finally come? We sent notifications to all families. Visitation resumed. Please schedule appointments. I checked page 47 daily, hoping maybe the pandemic made them realize. Maybe they'd come now. Week 1 post-reopening. Nothing. Week 2. Nothing. Month 1. Nothing. They didn't come during the pandemic. And they didn't come after. By year 5, 2020 to 2021, Margaret was declining rapidly. Physically and mentally. She was 86 now. Frail. Confused most of the time. But she still had moments. Clear moments. And in those moments she'd ask, "Where are my children?" And I'd have to answer. Every time. At first I lied. "They're busy, Margaret. They'll come soon." But by year 5, I couldn't lie anymore. It felt wrong. She deserved the truth. "Margaret, your children haven't visited in a long time." "How long?" "Almost 5 years." She'd stare at me. Processing. Then. "Why?" "I don't know, Margaret. I've called them. They say they're busy." "Too busy for their mother?" "Apparently." She'd cry then. Quiet tears. Not dramatic. Just sad. Deeply, profoundly sad. "I must have been a terrible mother." "No. Margaret. You weren't. They're just. I don't know what they are. But it's not your fault." "Then why won't they come?" I had no answer. Day 1647. Margaret had a clear moment today. Asked about her kids. I told her the truth. She cried for an hour. Asked what she did wrong. I told her nothing. She didn't believe me. How could she? If she did nothing wrong, why are they gone? I called Jennifer again. Year 5. 5th call. "Jennifer, your mother is declining. Rapidly. She may not have much time left. You should visit." "I know. I will. Soon." "You've been saying that for 5 years." "I know. It's just. It's hard. Seeing her like that. It's harder for her. She's alone. She asks about you every day. She doesn't even remember me." "Sometimes she does. And in those moments, she wonders why you abandoned her." "I didn't abandon her." "Yes, you did. 5 years. Jennifer. 5 years. 0 visits. That's abandonment." Silence. "I'll come. I promise. Next month. I'll come." She didn't come. I called Michael. Same conversation. Same promises. Nothing. Called David. He'd changed his number. Disconnected. Unreachable. One son had literally removed himself from contact. That's how much he wanted to avoid his mother. Year 6. 2021 to 2022. The final year. Margaret turned 87 in January. We had a small party. Staff only. Cake. Candles. Happy birthday song. Margaret smiled. Blew out the candles. Did my children call? I checked the phone log. No calls. Not yet, Margaret. Maybe later. They forgot. Maybe they're busy. They forgot. It's okay. I forget things too now. Maybe they're like me. Maybe they have Alzheimer's too. That's why they forgot. She was making excuses for them. Even in her confusion, she was trying to justify why her children abandoned her. That broke me. Day 1947. Margaret's 87th birthday. Staff celebrated. Family forgot. Margaret made excuses for them. Said maybe they have Alzheimer's too. She'd rather believe they're sick than believe they don't care. I cried in the bathroom after my shift. By spring 2022, Margaret was bedridden. End stage. Hospice care. Weeks left. Maybe days. I called Jennifer one last time. "Your mother is dying. If you want to see her alive, you need to come now." "How long does she have?" "Days. Maybe a week." "Okay. I'll try to make it this week." "Try." "I have a work thing. But I'll try to reschedule." "Your mother is dying." "I know. And you have a work thing. It's important. More important than your dying mother?" Silence. "I'll come. I will. Just give me a few days." I called Michael. Same conversation. David's number was still disconnected. 3 days later, Margaret slipped into unconsciousness. Non-responsive. Breathing shallow. I called Jennifer again. "She's unconscious. This is it. Come now or don't come at all. I'm on my way." She wasn't. 2 hours later, Margaret died. 3:47 p.m. May 18th, 2022. I was holding her hand. I'd been with her for the last hour of her life. Talking to her. Telling her she wasn't alone. But she was alone. Her family wasn't there. After she passed, I closed her eyes, covered her with a blanket, and I went to my office. I opened the visitor log, turned to page 47. Margaret's page. 6 years. 2,190 days. And after those first 11 signatures in the first 2 months, nothing. Blank. Empty. Abandoned. I stared at that blank page. 6 years of emptiness. 6 years of waiting. 6 years of hoping her children would come. And they never did. I felt rage. Pure, white-hot rage. Not just sadness. Rage. These 3 people. Jennifer, Michael, David. They let their mother die alone. They had 6 years. 2,190 chances. And they chose themselves every single time. I made a decision. I carefully removed page 47 from the log. Used a razor blade. Clean cut. Took it to a framing shop. Had it professionally framed. Glass front. Black wood frame. Matted. And at the bottom, I had them add a small metal plaque. Engraved. Margaret Chen. April 3, 2016 to May 18, 2022. 2,190 days. Your mother waited. You signed 0 times. Cost me $150 of my own money. Worth every penny. The funeral was scheduled for May 23rd. 5 days after Margaret died. I wasn't going to go. I'm a nurse. Not family. Not a friend. Just an employee who took care of her. But I had that frame. And I needed to deliver it. So I went. Small chapel. Maybe 30 people. Mostly nursing home staff. A few of Margaret's old friends from before Alzheimer's. And 3 people in the front row. Jennifer. Michael. David. First time I'd seen them in person in 6 years. Jennifer looked successful. Designer clothes. Expensive purse. Perfectly styled hair. Michael looked the same. Suit and tie. Checking his phone during the service. David looked uncomfortable. Fidgeting. Wanting to be anywhere else. The priest spoke. Generic words. He didn't know Margaret. Nobody there really knew Margaret except the staff. After the service, people filed out. Jennifer, Michael, and David stood together. Accepting condolences. So sorry for your loss. She was a wonderful woman. She's in a better place now. Empty words. From people who didn't know. To children who didn't care. I waited until everyone else left. Then I approached. Jennifer. She turned. Yes. I'm Sandra Miller. I was your mother's primary nurse at Riverside. Oh, yes. Thank you for taking care of her. I have something for you. All 3 of you. I pulled out the frame. Held it up. They looked at it. Confused at first. Then understanding slowly dawned. Page 47. Blank. Except for those 11 signatures from 6 years ago. And the plaque at the bottom. Jennifer's face went white. Michael stopped looking at his phone. David stepped back. What is this? Jennifer asked. This is your mother's visitor log page. From Riverside. 6 years. Every resident has a page. When family visits, they sign. This is your mother's page. They stared at it. I don't understand, Jennifer said, though I could tell she did. Yes, you do. Look at the dates. The last signature is from June 2016. 2 months after your mother was admitted. For the next 6 years, 2,190 days, this page remained blank. Nobody signed. Nobody visited. Michael spoke up. That's not true. We visited. No, you didn't. I was there. Every day. For 6 years. I maintained this log. I checked it every single day. You didn't visit. Not once in 6 years. Jennifer's hands were shaking. We were busy. I know. You told me. Every time I called. 5 times over 6 years I called each of you. Begged you to visit. You said you were busy. You said you'd come soon. You never did. David finally spoke. She didn't even know who we were. She had Alzheimer's. She knew she had children. She knew she was waiting for someone. And she waited. Every day. In the lobby. Watching the door. For 6 years. Waiting for you. I held up the frame. Made them look at it. This is what abandonment looks like. A blank page. 6 years of nothing. Your mother sat in that nursing home for 2,190 days. She asked about you every single day. Where are my children? Why don't they visit? Did I do something wrong? And I had to lie to her. Tell her you were busy. Tell her you'd come soon. Because the truth,
that you simply didn't care enough, would have destroyed her.
Jennifer was crying now.
We did care.
No, you didn't.
If you cared, you would have visited.
Once. Just once in 6 years.
But you couldn't even do that.
I handed Jennifer the frame. This is yours now. Hang it in your house. Look at it every day. Remember that this blank page represents your mother's last 6 years. Alone. Waiting. For children who never came. Jennifer took it. Hands trembling. She stared at the empty page. At her name in that first month. Then nothing. 6 years of nothing. I'm sorry, she whispered. Don't apologize to me.
I'm not the one you abandoned, Michael. This isn't fair.
Fair? You want to talk about fair? Your mother had Alzheimer's. She was confused. Scared. Alone. And the three of you decided it was too hard to visit. Too inconvenient. Too painful. So you just stopped. Left her there. Paid the bills and forgot she existed. You want to talk about fair?
David, you have no right to judge us.
I have every right. I was there. Every day. I watched her wait. I watched her hope. I watched her die. Where were you? None of them answered. I'll tell you where. Jennifer, you were at work. Building your career. Michael, you were busy with your family. Your kids. Your life. David, you changed your number so I couldn't even call you anymore. You all had lives. And your mother sat in a nursing home. Alone. For 6 years. Waiting. I turned to leave. Then stopped. One more thing. When your mother died, I was holding her hand. She was unconscious. But I'd like to think some part of her knew someone was there. That she wasn't completely alone. I did that. A stranger. A nurse who was paid to care for her. I held her hand. Where were you? I walked away. Left them standing there. Holding that frame. Staring at 6 years of emptiness. I didn't stay for the burial. I'd said what I needed to say. 2 weeks later, I got a letter. From Jennifer. Dear Sandra, I don't know how to begin this. I've been staring at that frame every day since the funeral. You were right. About everything. I abandoned my mother. We all did. I told myself I was too busy. That she wouldn't know if I visited or not. That it was too painful to see her like that. But those were excuses. The truth is simpler and worse. I prioritized my comfort over her loneliness. I chose to not feel pain rather than be there for her when she needed me. I can't undo it. She's gone. Those 2,190 days are gone. But I need you to know. I'm changing. I volunteer now. At Riverside. Every week. I sit with patients who have no visitors. I talk to them. I'm there. It doesn't bring my mother back. But maybe her loneliness wasn't completely meaningless if it taught me to show up for others. Thank you for the frame. I hate it. But I needed it. Jennifer. I read that letter 3 times. Felt nothing. No satisfaction. No vindication. Margaret was still dead. Those 6 years were still wasted. But maybe Jennifer learned something. Maybe. I got similar letters from Michael. Not from David. He never contacted me. 3 months after Margaret died, I started something new at Riverside. A public visitor log. Posted in the lobby. Transparent. Visible to everyone. Every resident's name. Every visit. Updated daily. Color-coded. Green. Visited in the last week. Yellow. Visited in the last month. Red. Not visited in over a month. I wanted families to see. To know we were watching. To feel accountable. The administration wasn't sure about it. Won't that shame families? Yes. That's the point. But shame is a powerful motivator. If families know their neglect is visible, maybe they'll visit more. They let me try it. Within a month, we saw changes. Red names started turning yellow. Yellow turning green. Families didn't want to be seen as the ones who never visited. It wasn't perfect. Some names stayed red. Some families didn't care even with public accountability. But some did. And that was something. I also started a program, Adopt a Grandparent. Volunteers could sign up to visit residents with no family. Be a consistent presence. Give them someone to wait for. Within 6 months, we had 40 volunteers. Every resident with no family now had someone. Nobody sat alone in the lobby anymore. I named the program after Margaret. The Margaret Chen Companion Program. A year after Margaret died, Jennifer visited me at Riverside. She'd been volunteering weekly. I'd seen her in the halls but we hadn't talked. Sandra, can we talk? Sure. We sat in the break room. She looked different. Tired. But somehow more present. I wanted to thank you. For the frame.
For what you said at the funeral.
I was harsh. I deserved harsh. I needed harsh. That frame sits on my desk at work now. I look at it every day. And every day I'm reminded. Don't abandon people. Show up. Be present. Good. I have a question. Why did you care so much? About my mother? You were just her nurse. You're not paid to track visitor logs this obsessively. Why? I thought about it. Why did I care so much? Because I've seen too many Margaret Chens, I said. What do you mean? Your mother wasn't unique. She wasn't the only one. I've been a nurse for 28 years. 12 years at Riverside. And I've watched hundreds of elderly people sit in lobbies waiting for children who never come.
Margaret was just the one I documented.
How many others? Right now? In this building? At least 30 residents have no regular visitors. 30 people. Sitting. Waiting. Hoping. Every day.
And their families just forget about them.
Jennifer looked shocked. 30? At least. Some have families who visit once a year. Birthday or Christmas. Some get visits once every few months. But 30? Nothing. Nobody. Just us. The staff. That's it. Why do families do this? A million reasons. And they're all excuses. Too busy. Too far. Too painful.
They don't remember me anyway.
What's the point? I've heard them all. But it all boils down to one thing. Prioritizing their own comfort over their parents' loneliness.
That's what I did.
Yes.
I'll never forgive myself.
You shouldn't. Forgiveness is too easy. Live with it. Let it change you. But don't forgive yourself. Your mother deserved better. You didn't give it to her. That's a fact. Forever. She nodded. Wiped her eyes. The frame. Have you done that for others? Other families? No. Margaret was the first.
But I'm considering it.
You should. Every family should see what neglect looks like. I thought about that conversation for weeks. Should I? Should I frame other blank pages? Confront other families? I decided yes. But differently. Not just families. Everyone. 6 months after Margaret died, I created an art installation. A photography project. I called it The Blank Pages. I photographed 20 empty visitor log pages. 20 residents who'd been at Riverside for years with no visitors. Pages with 0 signatures. Or a few signatures from years ago. Then nothing. I blew up the photos. Poster-sized. Mounted them in frames. Created an exhibit. Each frame had the resident's name. Admission date. Current date. Number of days. Number of signatures. Number of blank years. Harold Peterson. 1,456 days. 2 signatures.
3.9 years of waiting.
Dorothy Martinez. 2,739 days. 0 signatures.
7.5 years of waiting.
Frank Williams. 892 days. 1 signature.
2.4 years of waiting.
20 frames. 20 blank pages. 20 forgotten people. I pitched it to a local gallery. They were hesitant.
It's depressing.
It's real. This is happening. People need to see it. They agreed. Gave me a show. 1 month. The Blank Pages. An exhibition of elder abandonment. Opening night. I was terrified. Who would come? Who would care? 200 people showed up. The gallery was packed. People walked through slowly, reading each frame, looking at the blank pages. Some cried. Some got angry. Everyone was affected. Local news covered it. Nurse creates powerful art installation about elder neglect. The story went viral. Regional news picked it up. Then national. Suddenly, people were talking about elder abandonment, nursing home neglect, family responsibility, and more importantly, people started visiting. We got calls at Riverside. I saw the exhibit. I haven't visited my mother in 2 years.
Can I schedule a visit?
I saw the story online. My father's in a nursing home. I'm going this weekend. The exhibit ran for a month. Over 3,000 people saw it. And according to nursing homes across Portland, visitation increased by 40% during that month. After the exhibit closed, families of the 20 residents I'd featured started visiting. Not all of them, but some. Harold Peterson's daughter came. First time in 4 years. She saw her father's page in the exhibit. Felt shame. Came. Dorothy Martinez's son visited. First time in 7 years. Brought his kids. Her grandchildren. She cried. Happy tears. Not everyone. Frank Williams' family never came. He died 8 months later. Still waiting. But some did. And that was something. The frame I gave Jennifer inspired me. The exhibit was born from that frame. From one blank page shown to one family. Now I had 20 families seeing. Thousands of strangers seeing. And change was happening. A year after the exhibit, I was contacted by a documentary filmmaker. She'd seen the story. Wanted to make a film. The Blank Page. A documentary about elder abandonment. She interviewed me. Interviewed families. Interviewed residents who'd been abandoned. Interviewed Jennifer. She spoke on camera about what she'd done. About the frame. About her regret. I abandoned my mother for 6 years. I have no excuse. I was selfish. That blank page, that frame Sandra gave me, it haunts me. But it should. I deserve to be haunted. My mother deserved better. I failed her. And I'll live with that forever. The documentary premiered at a film festival. Won awards. Netflix picked it up. Suddenly, millions of people were seeing Margaret's blank page. Hearing her story. Learning about elder abandonment. And conversations started. Families had uncomfortable discussions. Have we been visiting Grandma enough? When was the last time we saw Dad at the nursing home? Are we becoming those families? The ones with blank pages. Nursing homes across the country started adopting the public visitor log system I'd created. Making visits transparent. Accountable. Organizations started Adopt a Grandparent programs. Based on Margaret's program. Margaret Chen. A woman who died alone. Waiting. After 6 years of abandonment. Her blank page became a symbol. A warning. A wake-up call. 2 years after Margaret died, I visited her grave. Small headstone. Simple. Margaret Chen. 1935 to 2022. Beloved mother. Beloved. That word. Beloved. She was beloved. By her children. I'm sure they loved her. In their way. From a distance. But love isn't just a feeling. It's action. It's showing up. It's being present. They loved her. But they abandoned her. Both things can be true. I placed flowers on her grave. Thank you, Margaret. Your blank page changed things. I hope wherever you are you know that. You weren't forgotten. Not by me. And now, not by thousands of people who saw your story. You mattered. Your loneliness mattered. And it's making people change. I like to think she heard me. 3 years after Margaret died, I was promoted to Director of Nursing at Riverside. First thing I did. Made the transparent visitor log mandatory. Non-negotiable. Every nursing home in our network adopted it. Second thing. Made the Margaret Chen Companion Program permanent and funded. Full-time coordinator. Structured volunteer training. Every resident with no family gets a companion. Third thing. Started a family education program. When new residents are admitted, families attend mandatory orientation. And in that orientation, I show them Margaret's blank page. I tell them her story. All of it. 6 years. 2,190 days. 0 visits. Died alone. And I say, this is what happens when you forget. When you get busy. When you prioritize comfort over presence. This blank page is a warning. Don't let this be your parents' legacy. Some families get angry. You're shaming us before we've even done anything. Good. Be preemptively ashamed. Let that shame motivate you to visit regularly. Because I promise you, if you don't visit, I will notice. We will notice. And that blank page will be your reality. It works. Visitation rates at our facilities are now 73% higher than national average. Families know we're watching. We're tracking. We care. And more importantly, residents aren't sitting in lobbies alone anymore. I think about Margaret every day. Still, 3 years later, I see her in every resident who sits by the window, who asks when their children are coming, who waits. And every time I check the log, make sure someone's visiting, make sure no one is becoming the next blank page. Last month, I was training a new nurse, Emma, 24 years old. First nursing job, eager, idealistic. She asked me, why do you care so much about the visitor logs? Isn't that kind of obsessive? I showed her Margaret's frame. I keep it in my office now. On the wall. Where I can see it every day. This is why. This blank page. This is Margaret Chen. 6 years. 0 visits. Died alone. I was her nurse. I watched it happen. And I documented it. Because someone needed to bear witness. Someone needed to make sure her abandonment wasn't invisible. Emma stared at the frame. That's heartbreaking. Yes. And it's happening right now. In this building. In every nursing home in America. Elderly people sitting alone. Waiting for families who don't come. And if we don't care, if we don't track it, document it, confront it, it will keep happening. Silently. Invisibly. So we're not just nurses. We're witnesses. Exactly. She got it. That's what I needed. More nurses who get it. Who see this as more than just a job. Who understand. We're the last line of defense between forgotten elderly people and complete isolation. A month ago, I got an email. From David. Margaret's youngest son. The one who changed his number. Who disappeared. Subject. I'm sorry. Sandra, you don't know me. I'm David Chen. Margaret Chen's son. 3 years ago, you confronted me at my mother's funeral. I was angry. Defensive. I left. Changed my number again. Tried to forget. But I couldn't. That blank page. The one you showed my siblings. Jennifer told me about it. Described it. I didn't want to see it. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. Finally last week, I asked Jennifer to send me a photo of the frame. I saw it. That blank page. My mother's page. 6 years. Nothing. And I realized, that's me. I did that. I abandoned my mother. I told myself it was too painful to see her with Alzheimer's. But the truth is, I was a coward. I prioritized my comfort over her loneliness. I have no excuse. But I'm writing to tell you. I volunteer now. At a nursing home in Seattle. Every week. I sit with residents who have no family. I read to them. Talk to them. Be present. I can't bring my mother back. I can't undo those 6 years. But I can show up for someone else's mother. Someone else's father. Maybe that means something. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm doing it anyway. Because you were right. Someone needs to care. Someone needs to show up. And this time it's me. I read that email 5 times. Cried the first time. Felt nothing the second. Anger the third. And by the 5th, something like acceptance. David abandoned his mother. Nothing changes that. But he's trying to be better. For someone else. That's something. I replied, David, thank you for writing. I don't forgive you. That's not my place. Your mother is the one who deserved an apology, and she's gone. But I acknowledge your effort. Keep showing up. For those people in Seattle. They need you. And maybe, in some small way, you'll understand what your mother felt all those years. The waiting. The hoping. The disappointment. Feel it. Let it hurt. Let it change you. That's all we can do now. He didn't reply. I didn't expect him to. My name is Sandra Miller. I'm 52 years old. I've been a nurse for 28 years. And for the last 7 years, I've been the keeper of blank pages. The documenter of abandonment. The witness to elder loneliness. Margaret Chen was just one. There are thousands more. Sitting in nursing homes right now. Waiting. Hoping their children will visit. Some will. Most won't. But I'll be there. Watching. Tracking. Documenting. Because someone has to care. Someone has to bear witness. Someone has to make sure their loneliness isn't invisible. And if that someone has to be me, then so be it. Margaret Chen. Page 47. 6 years. 2,190 days. 0 visits. But not forgotten. Never forgotten. Because I saw. I documented. I cared. And her blank page? It's not blank anymore. It's filled with meaning. With warning. With change. That's her legacy. Not the abandonment. But what came after? The thousands of people who saw her story and chose differently. Who visited their parents. Who showed up. That blank page saved people. After Margaret died. Her emptiness created fullness for others. And that has to matter. It has to. Because if it doesn't, then what was it all for? Margaret Chen. 1935 to 2022. Mother of 3. Who waited 2,190 days. And died hoping. But whose blank page changed everything.